As October approaches, I wanted to take some time to go over the games that are going to drop in October of 2022. It's going to be a crazy month in terms of releases, and I want to tell you about all the games that I believe you should not miss in the order of release dates. And if you do me a huge favor, please hit that subscribe button to stay notified about all my upcoming videos. Now let's start with Dragon Ball The Breakers, and this is due out October 14th. Dragon Ball The Breakers is a 1-on-7 online asymmetrical action game in which a band of 7 everyday humans tries to survive the Raider, which is a classic Dragon Ball rival such as Cell and Frieza, and I believe they revealed Majin Buu recently, who will hunt and evolve into an unstoppable force. Now, this is nothing new. We've seen a lot of games like this before, but this is going to be themed in the Dragon Ball universe. A very intriguing take on this type of video game. Personally speaking, I think this could be a lot of fun. I don't know longevity-wise, but I definitely would want to try this game out. Again, I feel like a full price, it might not be justifiable, but it does look really interesting. And I think if it doesn't end up getting a lot of traction on launch day, we could see this be one of those games that picks up steam if it is either on the PlayStation Plus games eventually, or if it drops in price substantially. This is definitely one of those games I think that would have benefited way more if it was free to play and it had its like microtransactions and skins that you could purchase. But overall, I still think it has space to grow as long as it is a good game. If it is a good game, it will catch on and people will play it. In a worst case, if this is a sale item, I think people will jump on it. And if it's a PlayStation Plus game, I think people will really jump on this, and this could take off in a better way. But still a very intriguing game, and I think a lot of people should check that out if you love Dragon Ball and you love these asymmetrical action games. Trust me, this is not one you want to miss if you are into that. Next up, we were talking about A Plague Tale Requiem. Now, this is a highly anticipated game. This is dropping October 18th, and this will be available on the PS5 alongside PC, Switch, Xbox Series X as well. In A Plague Tale Requiem, you are going to embark on a heart-rending journey into a brutal, breathtaking world twisted by supernatural forces. After escaping their devastated homeland, Amicia and Hugo travel far south to new regions and vibrant cities. There, they attempt to start a new life and control Hugo's curse, but when Hugo's powers reawaken, death and destruction return, and a flood of devouring rats. Forced to flee once more, the siblings place their hopes in a prophesized island that may hold the key to saving Hugo. Discover the cost of saving those you love in a desperate struggle for survival. Strike from the shadows or unleash hell, overcoming foes and challenges with a variety of weapons, tools, and unearthly powers. This is going to be an incredible experience if you played the first game. Now, this is an action-adventure game. It is a linear game, so you can anticipate that this is definitely going to be up your alley if you love PlayStation exclusives, as this is a single-player experience and it is an action-adventure experience. I'm really looking forward to this one. I do think that you probably don't want to miss this one. If you are looking for games to play in October, A Plague Tale Requiem is definitely one you should not miss. Now, next, Persona 5 Royal. And the thing with this one is, yes, it is a remaster in a lot of ways, and this one is coming to the PS5. This is obviously available on PC, PS4, Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. It's available everywhere at this point. And unfortunately, it is one of those situations that doesn't give you an upgrade path. But if you have never played Persona 5, this is probably the best way to experience it. I would recommend getting it on the PS5, and this is one of those games that is probably one of my top 5 games of all time. Persona 5 is a JRPG. It has a very deep story. It's about 80 hours long, minimum 80 hours long. So if it's a game that if you are really interested in turn-based combat, if you're interested in deep stories, and if you are interested in anime, then you're going to love this. You are going to absolutely adore this game. There's a lot going on with this one. I could sit here and talk about it all day, but if I were to describe it in the fastest way possible, it's a JRPG that's turn-based with a deep story, and it's very Japanese, very, very Japanese. So if you love Japanese games, this is going to be a game that you don't want to miss. And this remaster slash port is coming out October 21st, 2022. Next, we're talking about Gotham Knights, and this one releases on October 21st as well. And this is going to be available on Xbox Series S, PC, and obviously the PlayStation 5. Gotham Knights is a brand new open world third-person action RPG featuring the Batman family as players step into the roles of Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Robin, a new guard of trained DC superheroes who must rise up as the protectors of Gotham City in the wake of Batman's death. An expansive criminal underworld has swept through the streets of Gotham, and it is now up to these new heroes to protect the city, bring hope to its citizens, discipline to its cops, and fear to its criminals. Players must save Gotham from descent into chaos and reinvent themselves into their own version of the Dark Knight. This is a very interesting take on the Batman universe. I really think that this game will do well as long as the game itself is good and the core of the game is good. It's very intriguing the way they have set this game up, and I personally might even take a look at this. Not a huge Batman fan myself, but this is intriguing to me. So very curious how this ends up. Is this going to be similar to the Guardians of the Galaxy game that we saw come from Square Enix? Very, very curious how this ends, but I am intrigued nonetheless. Next, we are talking about new Tales from the Borderlands, and this is going to be available on PS5, PC, PS4, Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X, and this comes out on October 21st, 2022. That's going to be a big day. There's a lot of games dropping that day. And if you've played Tales from the Borderlands, well, then you know exactly what to expect here. But if not, this game is basically a Telltale game. It's going to be exactly what you expect from like the Walking Dead Telltale game, but more importantly, what you'd expect from the first Tales from the Borderlands. Being that I played the first one, I really did enjoy it, so this is something I definitely plan on taking a look at. I don't know if it'll be day one, but personally speaking, this is an interesting series that I do think will do really well as well. Next, we are talking about Star Ocean: The Divine Force. This is coming out October 27th on PS5, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. And this is all for my JRPG lovers out there. If you are not a JRPG lover, you're probably not going to enjoy this game. But for those that are, boy, you're in for a treat with Star Ocean: The Divine Force. And it features an original story with 2 individual narratives and many playable characters, a unique combat system, and the freedom to soar in the skies and explore planets. So it's a very, very open game, and it looks like there's a lot of content in there. It is going to be a blend of sci-fi and fantasy, which you would hope to expect if you know anything about Star Ocean. It's an action RPG, and it definitely is going to have a lot of fast-paced action and movement in this game based on its description. In terms of what the story is about, you meet Raymond as he crashes into an unfamiliar planet from his spaceship and is immediately attacked by some unfriendly local wildlife. Coming to his rescue is Letitia, the crown princess of the kingdoms of, Curious. I'm not sure how to say that, but together those 2 protagonists will challenge the fate of the kingdom, and their choices will have repercussions all over the galaxy. So it's quite interesting to see how they do this game specifically. I am very intrigued by this. I haven't jumped into a Star Ocean in a long time, so I'm hoping this one's good, because this might be one of those games that I get possibly day one. Now, lastly, it's the biggest release of the month. Obviously, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 dropping October 28th, 2022. If you do pre-order this game digitally, you will have access to it 7 days prior to the 28th. So October 21st, and you'll be able to play the campaign. This is dropping on every platform under the sun. So you can definitely expect that outside of the Nintendo Switch, of course. So you can expect to be able to play that everywhere. And this is one of those games that is going to sell a lot. I don't think I really need to describe what Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is. It's a first-person shooter. It's a sequel to Modern Warfare that previously released in 2019. So you can expect that this game is going to follow that game up. And if you played the beta, well, then you know what to expect already, as it was available to everyone at some point to play. Personally speaking, I'm very excited about this game. It's pre-ordered. I'm ready to go. I love the multiplayer of Modern Warfare 2, and I do enjoy the campaigns as well. So this is a definite play and buy for me. So I would say out of all the games I've talked about here, I'm probably going to spend the most time on Modern Warfare 2, but I think I'm going to enjoy the stories of a Plague Tale Requiem. That's definitely a big one. Star Ocean will be a big one, and New Tales from the Borderlands will be a big one. Gotham Knights, I'm not sure on. I've already beaten Persona 5, so I'm not even looking at that. And then Dragon Ball The Breakers looks interesting as well, although that is definitely not a story-based game. That is pure gameplay, and if you like that kind of stuff, you're going to love it. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to the most. Which of these games are you going to be buying? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell to stay notified about all my upcoming videos. You can follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description. And I will talk to you guys all on the next one. Take care.